There ain't no cure for the summertime blues unless you're Brock and you take off to freezing cold Florida.
Hey, you were camping last weekend.
That is not Florida, man. That is not Florida at all. That is more of a chore than Florida. Although I have a new tent that pops up in 1 minute. Like literally. Yeah, you just pull the 4 legs out and it goes ready to go.
Oh, so sweet. I want to see that.
Basically a teenage boy. So you're in Florida. I like your shirt. There's boba on there, right?
Yeah, it's a Boba Fett shirt. And it's also a Hawaiian shirt. So this is our summer episode, so it's going to be a little bit different. Very short. It's more flying casual than an episode, but it's an episode. Yeah. But you need to talk to me now because right before we started recording, you were telling me about you went to Disney. Yeah. And in Disney, you went to the Mall of the Wars. I went to Disney Springs, and it used to be called Downtown Disney, but it's like the mall that is sort of part of the Disney grounds. Like anyone can go there, but and it's not, you don't have to pay to get in. It's actually free parking, which is
so it's like City Walk.
Yeah, it's like City Walk on steroids. It's crazy, because there's a lot of Disney. I said to myself last night that I was like, it's where you go if you want to buy the Disney merchandise that you can only get on the grounds and not go on go to the parks. So everything you could possibly, I was like, oh, I didn't need to buy anything while I was at the parks. I could have just bought it here. But anyways, there are 2 Star Wars stores, 2, and they basically sell the same things. One's just bigger than the other, but they're probably to walk from one to the other. It's about 30 minutes. That's how big this is how big this mall is. Sure, anyone that's been here is yeah, Brock, this is old news, but it was cool. You can build your own lightsaber. You can build your own droid action figure. I got it. Oh, I should have pulled it up. I got a magnet for my van that says I ran the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs or 12, whatever it is. I don't know why I'm in vacation mode. I can't think. But most importantly, I bought what both you and I love, enamel pins at the park.
Yes.
Now, you'll remember I bought some when we were at Celebration from those pin traders.
Yeah.
This floored me because it was $30, but it was 5 pins. 5 enamel pins and 1 mystery bag. So one is the different stormtroopers. So here's one.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It doesn't want to focus on it, but it looks sick.
No,
there you go. Just focus.
Yeah, right there. So hold it there.
No, you lost the focus again.
Oh, whatever. You can see them later. It says words like Star Wars Imperial Army.
Yeah.
This one is orange. It says Dune C.
Yeah, Dune C.
Sand Trooper.
That's from the Netherlands.
I'll wear this whenever the Holland decides to play. Yeah. This one is just lines that stormtroopers say. It's look, sir, droids, or blast them. And then this one's just a fun green color. Kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, nice. I love it. Hey, so there's 5, and you knew what 4 of them were, but one was a mystery?
No, they were all
mystery.
I had no clue. And there's another one.
Oh, that one's wild.
And also, they have Zoom pins. And I lucked out and got almost all Phantom Menace, I believe. So this looks like young Anakin.
Yeah, Anakin.
Or do you think it's Obi-Wan? I'm not sure.
That's it. I would say Anakin.
Yeah, that's.
But I haven't seen the other pins, so I don't know what.
And Padme, Queen Amidala.
That's actually Qui-Gon.
This is actually Qui-Gon.
Whoa, with mouse ears it looks.
And then these 2 are for you, James, because I cannot keep them from you. Jar Jar and Pod Racer. Oh! I opened this. I was like, this is perfect. I should have not opened it and given to you. But like you said, you told me you're going to Disney or Florida in October. You have to get these. You will love them.
Well, I'm going with my nieces and nephews, so we are going to Disney.
Oh, really? Oh,
Disney
yes.
World. Yeah. So Disney World is it's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no choice. Except my nephew wants to go to Universal because apparently he's obsessed with Jaws, which works for me because I am obsessed with Jaws. But yeah, we're going to Disney. So yeah, I'm definitely going to check all of that out. And if I get a Bosk pin, you got your name's all over it.
But yeah, I did all the nerd things I could possibly think of at the malls and stuff like that. But we didn't go to Hollywood Studios, which is where the current Star Wars stuff is. Mm-hmm. We ended up going to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. But when Galaxy's Edge Park will be part of Hollywood Studios, I believe. Maybe just a huge offshoot, but like that's where it's going to be. And from what I've seen at the Disney parks, like when we went to Universal and Celebration, it was like, wow, that was fun. Disney is a whole other level.
That's why I heard that it was like Harry Potter World times a billion.
Yeah, what I heard. Like you're going to have the time of your life.
Yeah, both of us will be going there waiting in 4-hour-long lines. That's with the quick pass. We'll spend all over. So, you did Disney in one day?
No, 2 days.
2 days?
I went to 3 parks. Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, but you did Universal too, though, right?
Yeah, Universal.
Did you get a donut?
No, I almost did, but I was like, I've been eating park food for 3 days, so it's like,
because Universal, if you follow Universal Studios, it's actually California that I follow, apparently. Oh. I didn't know that there was a difference. Well, I knew there was a difference in parks. I didn't know the Instagrams. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
But they always post pictures of donuts. And I'm at the point now where they've beaten me so much that I just want to have a Universal Studios donut. Yeah. I don't even care anymore. They had one for Jurassic Park that looked amazing. It was like the 25th anniversary Jurassic Park donut. It was probably just like a Boston cream. I have no idea. But I was like, I want all of these now. Your marketing has worked on me, you sons of. So I'm glad you're having fun in Florida and the weather hasn't.
It's hot.
Hasn't killed you too much. Yeah, the fans going behind you like a French art film.
It's what I think Tatooine is like. It's like, oh my god.
So it's perfect for Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, I am psyched to go to that. So I was tempted to go just so I can stand, because I think there's like a sign that said Future Park Galaxy's Edge. But Animal Kingdom, hell of a place as well. So.
That's where Aaron wants to go, Animal Kingdom. I want to go to just the Springs site. What'd you call it? The Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, yeah.
Disney Springs. That's where I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But it's wow. So, anyways, what's new in the world of Star Wars? James?
Nothing has happened in Star. Actually, you know what? Not too much happened in Star Wars land the last little while. But Jedi Archives, the Jedi Temple Archives, has an article out right now about the fate of Rian Johnson's trilogy, the infamous Rian Johnson trilogy. If they don't do it, that's how it will go down. Be like, remember the Rian Johnson trilogy? After Solo's performance at the box office, Disney had to take a step back and I think actually finally asked the question what we've been asking for months now is, what is Star Wars?
Yeah.
And I think they have to figure that out. And so this is a quote from the Rogue One art director, Neil Lamont, who was working on other Star Wars films, obviously. This is his quote. "We were just starting our work on another Star Wars spin-off, and we were actually just making our mark on Tatooine, which would have been interesting, and some other new galaxies. So hopefully if that comes back, we'll get the chance to be able to do that further." So what I took from this was that he was working on, and they even mentioned this in the article, that Mos Eisley Cantina movie. Right. So he was obviously, it sounds like working on, and he says it in his quote, another spin-off film, maybe Mos Eisley, maybe something else, but Tatooine would be a part of it. And what I get from this quote is that the other galaxies were a part of that spin-off film, but the way this article is kind of making it sound, and I'll hear what you say on this one, is they think that maybe he's referring to two separate pictures. One, the one with Tatooine, and the other, New Galaxies, the Rian Johnson one, because all we knew about Rian Johnson's trilogy was that it would focus on new galaxies.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But it's like they say like we were working on it, but that was just concept art, right? Because that's his job. Concept, like he's an artist, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they went to a physical location and started building things.
No, I imagine it would be all the artwork.
So I mean, and that's cool. But like, I don't get overly well, like, because I'm sure everyone's like, oh, this is the new movie. Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, that's what we do here, anyways. We listen to things and we're like, oh, what will happen with that? But like, I don't know. I follow a lot of concept artists on Instagram for like the Marvel movies, and you see like they draw up like 9 or 10 different variations of like every costume, right? So it's like they're always constantly working on stuff. Do I want to see this concept art? Hell yes. But you could compare it to like Ralph McQuarrie, where he's like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like. And then you look at it, it's like, oh, I see where the ideas were, but everything, certain things get scratched. So that's cool, but I get the sense that like the internet is saying that Rian Johnson's on his way out or something along those lines.
I think not Jedi Temple Archives. I'm not saying they do. I think that they're reading this and saying, well, he's mentioned New Galaxies and Rian Johnson, so I think that's innocent. But I think a large portion of the loudmouths on the internet want Rian Johnson out for sure. I have to tell you this. I told this to Andrew. So I went camping with my two sisters and the sister's boyfriend and the other sister's friend. So, but my sister's boyfriend, who we mentioned, gave Diego Luna golf lessons.
Yeah.
So he's not a huge Star Wars fan, though. Like, that's been established. I have to establish it right away. He finally saw Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah?
And I said, I have to know what you think of it. Like, I have to know what somebody who is not into Star Wars, or doesn't even care about Star Wars, thinks of that movie.
Yeah.
And he said he liked it. He actually liked it quite a bit. He didn't like it as much as Rogue One.
Yeah.
He's not sure about it with Solo because he only saw half of Solo. But he hates The Force Awakens. So, but he actually like really enjoyed it. He doesn't like it because he thought it was a remake of A New Hope. And so that he's like, I've already seen it. I don't care. That's more his opinion on it. Is like he's like, I don't care. Yeah. But he really liked The Last Jedi. I was really intrigued by that because it's like, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. It took him a while to watch it because it's way too long. That was the one problem he had with it. He's like, I was going to watch it, but it was 10 o'clock at night. I got to work at 6 in the morning. You can't just sit and watch it randomly. You have to have the time. But he really liked it. So that I thought that was a neat little insight into the world of people who aren't obsessed with Star Wars, because I think they view it completely different than a lot of the people that like us and the other people online. Yeah. So it's like, we can be like, we love that movie, and then another chick can be like, that is the worst thing ever. But what does the casual moviegoer, the one who's like, oh, check it out, what do they think? And that's a very small sample size, obviously, but I find it very curious. I'm very dark right now.
It seems to when you move back and forth, it's starting to the iris changes a little bit. But
it's very now I'm. Right.
There we go. Oh, Art Nouveau.
Well, you've got the fan behind your head like a French black and white film.
It's like that thing in Revenge of the Sith where they're like in Padme's hair and they're like, it's the Rebel Alliance logo.
Yes, that's the Rebel Scum logo. But anyway, I thought that was weird. So I think I don't know. I just don't think that the Rian Johnson, like, because I believe that the standalones have been put aside, and I think the thing that Lucasfilm and Disney need to figure it out is, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago with our other friends who didn't bother to see Solo because they're like, well, it's summertime, I don't want to go to the movies, and also there's no point to seeing it because it doesn't connect it. Like, there's no connection to anything else. Like, you don't feel like you have to see it. And the way I feel is, they've got to figure out, are they going to do those Ant-Man, Doctor Strange type movies where they're not going to make $1 billion, but they're going to be fun and, they'll connect to something. Yeah. Or are they just going to do what Star Wars is? And this is what Star Wars has been until Solo, because I think Rogue One even kind of had this, is an event film. Is Star Wars is every Star Wars movie Avengers Infinity War? Yeah.
Exactly.
And if it is, I don't think they can sustain it every single year. I think you have to take a break And that's how I would do Star Wars too. I'd be like, you have your streaming site.
Mhm.
You know, you can put like a little Solo 2, Jon Favreau show, Obi-Wan, Mos Eisley, Cantina, whatever on your streaming site. Make your money there, and then every few years be like, guess what's coming?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. It's like you got to make that decision, and like what type of movie you're gonna make. Like I think what they're doing is great, and they should just continue what they're doing because I like all things Star Wars. But
yeah, I'm on with you on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would make it
like
every 6 months it'd be a Star Wars movie.
But like they have to keep putting out these. I would almost argue like let's get episode 9 out of the way, but then take like 5 years where you're just putting out one-off spin-off movies, so people can get used to the fact that like this is just Star Wars. It exists in that galaxy. It's fun. The end. Because it's like the average moviegoer is looking for that event movie where it's like wow, and maybe that is why Last Jedi was received differently because it was like this isn't like nothing crazy happened, but in a sense it did. Like we saw Luke Skywalker do an amazing feat with the Force and then die. That's a pretty big deal. And maybe there's no twist at the end. Maybe that's what they're looking for. But
actually, I'll say my sister's boyfriend, he said that part where Luke stands up against the gorilla AT-AT things.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, he goes, when they started firing him, he goes, whoa, didn't see that coming. Like that kind of really like was a moment for him. The thing is, movies themselves, if you look at the box office, event films are the only ones that make money. Mm-hmm. Unless, I was just reading an article with Peter Berg today, and he's like, movie making, he's like, you have to look at the business end. He goes, but, you throw Iron Man or Spider-Man on it, it's pretty much the sure thing. But anything else, right now, you don't know how it's going to hit. It's really, like, the smaller movies don't make any money at all at the box office. And then the big movies make $1 bazillion at the box office. There's, like, no middle movie anymore going on. So Solo's issue was also, after the firing, it just cost way too much money to recoup it. But that's not our problem. That's their problem, and I'm sure something else is gonna right that ship for them in the future because it's Star Wars, and Star Wars is dead. Well, we're going to Celebration where it's sold out.
It's sold out, which makes no sense to me. People out there, like, bring us your thoughts on this, and maybe not everyone's following the Celebration, but like, it's sold out, and it's not even. It was like within the 10 months of the actual event. And then
now you can still get, I think, Sunday and Monday tickets, and there might be a couple Thursdays. But Friday, Saturday, I believe, are gone. The 5-day pass is gone.
Well, yeah, but in comparison to the Orlando one, it's like such a different, like it's weird. Like, we bought our stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah, for April.
Yeah, so it's astounding.
And Andrew bought his in February for April.
Yeah, that's right. He was very last.
And now he had to get, and you and him had to get individual days, but the days I don't remember. I think Saturday sold out like in March for it, if I'm not. And it was a smaller one too. So you'd imagine a bigger venue that have more people. Yeah. So I don't know. Like
and an extra day.
Yeah, and an extra day. So we'll see if anybody's at. And they haven't announced anything yet either, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So it would be funny if they're like, no one's coming this year. It's just a celebration on the main floor. Have fun.
It's 5 days of cosplayers.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know that there's a lot of talk. Phantom Menace 20th anniversary is next year, so that would be kind of cool if they do something.
That would be really cool.
That would be a panel that I said I'm not gonna. What was that?
Could they get Jake Lloyd out of jail in time for that? Because isn't he on the wrong side of the law right now?
Probably. He has a lot of problems. But, the cheering that he would get would probably be
my God.
He might need.
Yeah.
Because, everyone's a homer there. I would cosplay as Anakin.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Pilot. Yeah, that would be my... that'd be what I did the whole time. That's one panel, though. I said I don't want to go to...
No, sorry. We should make a video or a DIY of making a pod racer helmet, and then you wear it.
That would be amazing. If only I knew how to do that. We can get our viewer Jericho Kane to do it because he's shooting a short film with Andrew right now in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Ohio. Yeah, Andrew went to Ohio. Andrew, and Aaron. You, Andrew, and Aaron are all in the United States of America at the same time, and I was stuck in Canada with Darth Ward. It was a rough week. It was a rough week for me. He's shooting there, and his cosplay or his costumes for the fan film look phenomenal. I'll have to show you some stuff. Yeah, and just show me some set photos. So I'm here.
I'm coming home tomorrow. Relax.
Whatever.
What else is new in the world of Star Wars?
Yeah, so let's move on to the Star Wars Resistance show.
I'm excited.
The trailer dropped.
People, did you watch the trailer? Tell us your thoughts.
Did you hate the trailer?
Did you love to hate the trailer?
I'm not gonna lie. I only saw the trailer once, and it was when did it drop? Yesterday, Friday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was Friday. I watched it. I didn't really think too much of it because it was something that I will watch the show, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not huge on the style. And then obviously there's a word that Filoni is having a smaller role in the show, which, if I'm going to be honest, doesn't affect me too much.
No.
Because, look, I'm a huge Filoni fan. I'm an FF, as they say, Filoni fan. I think he knows Star Wars better than anybody, but he can't be involved.
Filoni we trust.
Yeah, but he can't be involved in everything.
No.
He can't. So for me, I'm okay with that. So I watched this teaser, and the whole thing reminded me of you, because it's a whole lot of X-Wing, a whole lot of Poe, and a whole lot of BB-8.
Yeah.
Some of the voices threw me off a little.
It doesn't really sound like Oscar Isaac, but it's supposed to be him, yeah?
It is him, yeah. But there was like the main character's voice. I was like, this sounds way too much like a fake cartoon voice.
I was like, is this Ezra? That's a thought I had.
Yeah. I'm excited that we're not going back in time. Well, we are going back in time, but we're not going too far back in time.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to the beginning of our new time, which I'm fine with. Because I'm kind of getting tired of, look, it's just before the original trilogy, or it's just during the original trilogy. And it's like, okay, let's just give me something that I haven't explored that era of. And this one, we haven't really seen that era at all.
And what do you think of the animation? Because I think you commented on like, whatever, but it's definitely different.
It's different, and it actually was, for me personally, it was better than I thought it would look. Better than I thought it would look. It was more appealing to my eyes than I thought it was, because I'm not a massive anime fan, and usually that choppy doesn't do it for me. And this one was smooth, but with that kind of art style, I guess, and that worked a little better for me. It was like a way nicer looking gargoyles.
Yeah. I almost bought the gargoyles pops when I was here, but I'm like, I can get these at home.
But were they cheaper?
Not really.
Exchange rate kills you.
Exactly. But anyways, back to Resistance. This sounds weird because I'm not a big fan of 3D, like outside of like a Disney park, but like 3D movies, I could just totally skip. This might be cool to watch in a 3D sort of atmosphere because it's very like 3-dimensional. Like it might, or maybe not 3D, more like a virtual reality. Like this could be a show that they could do some fun stuff with.
Well, I love 3D and virtual reality, so I say bring both of those.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
But it seems I like that we don't get a lot of info on this, but we see some new stuff. Like I saw, where there's a female alien that looks like Ankar Platt. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, cool.
And then they kind of get I was like, oh, that's that alien. There's Rhodey in the back, and he's kind of it looks like he's chubby or something. I like the kind of redesign. Like, why not? Who cares? Like, if you read a comic book and they change the artist, it's gonna slightly change every time. So who cares? But yeah, you know what? Like, I'm excited because, especially in the comics right now, I know I haven't done a lot of reviews, but it's just crazy what they're doing right now. Like, Darth Vader and Star Wars are so on point that it's just like, just make these into movies. Like, I don't understand. So
yeah, those kind of storytelling make me excited for the streaming site, the Disney streaming site, and what we could possibly get there. And I'm curious because the Jon Favreau show is going to cost $10 million an episode for a grand total of $100 million for the season. And you look at that, and then you say Star Wars is dead. I think they're really, really banking on Star Wars to bring in the first crop of subscribers to that streaming site.
I think that's wild that they announced that. That's just great. But like, I also get hesitant because it's like we don't need to spend a lot. I mean, that means like the effects are going to be amazing. It's going to be movie quality and what have you. But like, I hate like when this becomes an issue of money. It's like, oh, we're gonna like they talked about the Lord of the Rings show that they may or may not make for Amazon, and it's like it's going to be the most expensive show ever. I'm like, why does it matter? Like, you could gloss something up and you'll still get Valerian. So
yeah, but people like to hear like it's the most expensive thing ever. It gives us like a certain cachet and all that garbage. And I'm with you though.
No offense to Valerian fans. I do like that movie, but it is.
We all know you do.
It's visually appealing, but then the story. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Like, we need to understand that like we're gonna have Star Wars movies we don't like. It's just what it is. Like what your sister's boyfriend says. It's like there's no right answer. It's whatever you want to feel. Because like a lot of people say, "Oh, I liked Force Awakens," but man, it was basically A New Hope. Like I've had a conversation with people like that, and they're like that. And you can like, I know people that like Last Jedi but hate Han Solo, and every variation. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. Stop being selfish.
I still think Episode 9 is going to make $1.5 billion. I
gotta write that down.
Box office. I did a video with Andrew last week that he really wanted to do because there's a rumor going around that Episode 9 could be split up into two movies, Episode 9 and Episode 10.
Yes. I heard about that on the Nerdy News or the Nerdy then a Nerd's Nerdy News rundown or whatever the hell he calls it now. And I was like, oh, please no.
That was my feeling. I'd rather a 3.5 hour final movie than split. And you know, my thing that I said with Andrew, and I won't beat a dead horse, you can watch that video here somewhere, is if you're going to make it 9 and 10, just tell us right off the bat, we're going to go right to 10. We're going to end it on a button, a nice even number like 10. Just tell me that, like right off the bat, I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Instead, like, oh, Star Wars has to be trilogies. Does it? Like, yeah. So I just, that was my feeling, but I want to hear your take on the whole thing.
No, I agree with you. It's like, one, the split final movie, like, it's not doing well. So, like, just knock it off. Just make Episode 10. Like, it's basically the same. I mean, Harry Potter worked, and then, like,
that was it.
Mockingjay, it kind of worked, and then I just fell off. Like,
I think that's, like, I think Harry Potter worked, and then I don't think anything else has worked since. Like, it's just, like, the Hunger Games one, was it the second movie where you're like, this is not about anything? Like, you just kind of, like, and it lost, and it was losing money, too, because people were like, but, like, if you read the books, you know there's nothing left to tell. Yeah. I think Star Wars is in a different, might be closer to a Harry Potter scenario. Yeah. But Harry Potter also, the book was, 4,000 pages.
Yeah, exactly.
So that made sense to do that.
Yeah.
Star Wars could make sense, but just tell me sooner. Like, like, yeah, we're gonna make this. Like, I was saying to Andrew, I'm like, I think it would even make more sense now because 7 and 8 are so closely connected that it doesn't feel like 8. Like you've said before, it's like a 7.5. So give me 7, 7.5, 8, and then 9, or 8 and 8.5. Like, give me like there are two halves now instead of like a trilogy. You have two individual ones with halves. But I think breaking up a script in half after it being approved by everybody is the dumbest thing I've ever heard a movie studio doing.
Yeah. And you know what? Also, it sounds confusing to do that after they just said that after Episode 9 they'll stop saying episodes, or was that already Like that was an announcement.
Yeah.
We're not doing numbers anymore, which is a smart move. I get that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to. I think each saga, trilogy, whatever it is, Rian Johnson, Game of Thrones, Jon Favreau, whatever it's going to be, they need to have their own brand. So the episodic things are Skywalkers, the Star Wars story, love it right here. I mean, that could just be random spin-offs. Obviously, it looks like they won't be doing any more of those. But those could be random spin-offs. And then a Rian Johnson trilogy could be whatever. And the saga could be something else. And Favreau show, like, they're just totally fine. And then when they're like, okay, we'll go back and tell more Skywalker stories, episode X, it comes out and you're like, okay, I understand what's going on now. But I think they have to establish that. It was like when the prequels came out. The prequels changed the way they were marketing things because instead of it being the title of the movie, it was the episode number was the main draw to the title, right? On the posters and whatnot. Because they needed you to know this is number 1. We're going back in time. Because if they were just calling it the Phantom Menace, then you would have the random fan going, what happened to Luke?
I'll use the comparison of what my roommate Joe says. It's like James Bond. It's been around for so long and there's so many people that have been James Bond that you just choose your favorite James Bond. So now you could choose your favorite Star Wars. And you got to remember too, these movies are for kids, more or less.
What?
So it's like, yes, sorry, you man boy. It's for boys and girls.
How can you say that after going to Disney Rising?
That was the thing. There was grown men just walking around and platonic friends just and there was one dude I heard is like, this is so my thing. But there's something about Disney and everybody likes, obviously, like Disney, you think Disney princesses, but like Disney is around before they started doing the princesses. Like everybody loves Mickey, Donald. I know you love Donald. So like I expect you to come back in so many Donald things.
I have right to my right here is a shelf of all Donald Duck stuff that people have gotten me from Disney. And I've gotten some too. Yeah, actually, the very first thing I ever bought at Disney was a ceramic Donald Duck with a cowboy hat.
Nice.
It's pretty dope.
It's just like there's so many things to like about Star Wars. You don't have to like everything, and hopefully, everybody gets an equal amount of stuff. But like, just gotta relax. So like the new movies that come out, those are gonna be the Star Wars movies for another generation.
Yeah.
It's up to you to like it or not.
I also my friend Sheldon. I was talking to him because he was never. He's coming around on the prequels now, but he was never a huge prequel fan. He wasn't a hater, I don't think.
Yeah.
But he has a son who is now 18, and his son grew up with the prequels, and his son loved the prequels. And Sean's like, I never understood it, and now he's like, I'm understanding now. Like he's finally, I think, seeing how his son saw it. So yeah, it's like you're nostalgic for what you grew up with, and that is the biggest problem with Star Wars and the fans is you can't manufacture. I mean, the Force Awakens kind of did, but it's hard to manufacture nostalgia. But then you look at the Force Awakens, and like 2 years later, everyone's like, I hate that movie. It's so bad. It's like Avatar. 2 years after Avatar comes out, I can't quote Avatar. Saw it 17 times in the theater, and now you've decided that you hate it. Like it's just you can't go back. It's just what it just is what it is. Let's wrap it up. Final thing. Favreau was at Skywalker Ranch with Dave Filoni. They took a picture. Did you have something you want to add?
Nope. I was just doing this.
Oh, okay. Touchdown. So that's actually like a field goal, it looked like. But he was at Skywalker Ranch with Filoni. It's just a picture. And he said, great day at Skywalker Ranch or Lucasfilm or whatever. Nothing to take from that, but it's cool to see.
Hey, that's awesome. There are two guys that obviously Filoni likes Star Wars, but it's pretty obvious Favreau is a big Star Wars fan as well. And look at what they've created. So great, perfect. More stuff. Actually,
I have to find the picture of me at Skywalker Ranch. And because I didn't get in, but it's me at the front gate. And then and then a garbage truck came in, and I was like, Aaron, we need to go behind the garbage truck and sneak our way into it. And then the next day, actually, Sheldon was in there shooting for his When the Galaxy Looks documentary, and I was like, "You son of a!" So, yeah, but awesome. We tried. I was like, we should sneak in behind the garbage truck. It was pretty cool. But then we went to Sonoma Valley and drank wine,
like adults,
just like the adults that were. Well, that was the deal. I said, I was like, I wanted to go Skywalk Ranch, but I don't think it's for the public. She goes, okay. I was like, if we don't go, let's just go drink wine. And she was like, don't have to tell me twice. Anyway, Brock, I'll let you go back to the pool. And today you are going to SeaWorld. No, you're not.
I am very close to SeaWorld. Like, crazy.
Can you hear the dolphins? Let me out. Let me out.
7 years I have worked with the dolphins. Do you know the dolphins?
Anyway, I hope you have fun for the remainder of your trip. Are you going anywhere cool for dinner tonight?
I think some stuff downtown Orlando, but most importantly, we are going to Target.
Are you going to Cece's, our favorite pizza joint?
We're not going to Cece's. I've eaten so much better this time, and I'm like, and it's crazy because like we went all over the place. We were so close to good places. It's insane. But
my favorite though was we got in. We had like a ton of time to like relax before we could go check into our place. So we went to like a pier. We ate fried gator naturally.
Yeah.
We check in, but we were all hungry, and I'm like, I gotta have a shower. I come down, and you and Aaron are in the kitchen. You're like, we're going to an Italian buffet, and I was like, awesome. And it was.
It was the farthest thing. Do you know how close we are, like in Orlando, where we stayed and where I'm staying now, to a Trader Joe's? We could have just gone grocery shopping. We went to a crappy grocery store. I think it was an IGA maybe. But
no, it was like the one across the street.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you show up and you're like, "What's nearby?
Where is nearby?" Yeah,
and you don't Google anything. But we were tired. I just remember we're going to an Italian buffet. All right. Yeah. This is not an Italian buffet, guys. And then we were just like, but it's so cheap, we'll stay. That was how it was. All right. Enjoy the rest of your time in Florida. Have a good dinner, and then go to Target, see what they have at Target. And when you're in there, I hope someone tells you that you were always scum.
Target scum. Pew, pew, pew.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.